Yes, good. Good that you understand.
So around just over 2 months ago, the devs at Pavlov, they released an update that turned the game from a grey menu with black buttons and guns to something that's just become a full-blown World War II simulator.
Yo, this thing is pimping,
Hello?
dog.
Put the
Yo,
prisoner in the car.
Now, before this update, I hadn't really jumped into a whole lot of Pavlov, and now I kind of wish I didn't.
Hallo?
Hello. Guten Tag.
Ja. Oh, we must go to the next objective.
But the people playing this game are what truly make it fun. The public servers on Pavlov are some of the most fun I've ever had in VR, and it's for the reason as if you were actually in World War II. This game is criminally funny when you run into someone with a really good German accent role-playing suspiciously well as a commander and you scream back at them.
We must find the Juden.
Ja. Who would like to drive?
And now that the game forces you to have limited ammo reserves, it makes it even more fun. You can threaten your teammates at gunpoint to give you ammo, or you can just scream, "I'm out," and then switch to a knife and start stabbing people.
I just witnessed murder.
With the new realistic World War II update that the devs at Pavlov have brought out, they've changed the game from feeling like an unfinished early access on Steam to a real game.
You're under fire!
And I can fire rockets over to the enemy base like I'm in a mortar fire team in World War II. And this helps me feel levels of immersion I've never experienced in Pavlov before. One of my favourite things to do in these servers is just to run with someone posing as a commander in a big group of people and then just storm the enemy with tanks behind us.
Alright. Who wants to push with me on this side?
I will come.
Then let's go.
With all this ambient sound of gunshots and explosions going off behind me. The game is so realistic now you could literally gain PTSD as if you were physically in World War II, which could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you look at it.
Hello.
Where are the enemies? I am being shot.
Yeah, there's a dude over here.
Now, I promised myself that I would have fun, which I did, but I also had a panic attack whilst being pinned down with no ammo and then grenades being chucked at me with tons of ambient sound all around and I'm just laying on the floor praying for my life. And it's stuff like this that makes these PvP servers so enjoyable. You might find that weird, but immersion is immersion, and if it means PTSD, then I guess it means PTSD. And even when it comes down to gun mechanics, it's obviously never going to be on par with H3 VR, but I don't think these games are aiming to achieve the same thing, so it's kind of an unfair comparison. Whilst in H3 VR you have the ultimate guns physics simulator, in Pavlov you can practice your German that you learnt at school and talk to real people.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag, meine Neuer.
Ja.
Ja, was war eine Runde?
Ja, we shall push forward. Ja.
Deutschland.
And Pavlov isn't even just a one-trick pony, it has all kinds of game modes ranging from Trouble in Traitor Town to even Prison Escape roleplay, and you can be sure I'll definitely be making a video on these if they are as good as these war servers. It's magical moments with communication in Pavlov that make moments like the ones you are seeing right now. So if you do have Pavlov, or you are planning to get it, please don't play like Call of Duty on an Xbox sat in a party with your friends, because if I were to split Pavlov into percentages, I would say it's 50% social and 50% VR shooter, and when you combine the two, you get this awesome little baby called Pavlov. Now, I think it goes without saying that Pavlov is a game that you should 100% own if you have a VR that works with Steam VR, because of the possibilities for immersion and fun that are on offer here.
You've got a small penis. How about that? Too tiny, man.
And small things like when you pull the bolt back on a PPSH, or when you inject the clip from an M1 Grand and cry with a bit of happiness inside of you, that the devs have really nailed in this update. Now, I've got to say, other than playing Phasmophobia, one of the scariest experiences in VR I've had has been one of these times when a grenade or flashbang lands behind me and I look down at it and reconsider what I'm doing with my life. And it's frightening, but it's fun, and that's what Pavlov is all about. So without further ado, I think I'm calling it here. Yes, I know you've enjoyed the video and you want more, so I guess you'll just have to subscribe to be recommended my content when it next comes out. Or don't. Either works, but everything is appreciated, and I want to thank you so much for watching, and I really hope I made you laugh, even if it was a slight bit of extra air coming through your nose. So I will see you next time. This has been Wonduck. Goodbye.
Oh, Americana!
American! American! The enemy is dead! Another!